Hi, welcome to Behind the Dancer. I'm Hyperbolic Q. And your host is
Ellie. And today we're gonna record episode 2. Okay, Q, what is something positive that happened today for you?
Whoa, I like that you're talking about today and not just like my life. Today, positive session today was amazing. New faces came through, including you. You got to bless the floor. That's one of the biggest things for me is like getting to have sessions, but create them and seeing people move and interact, exchange, and then grab contact and then have conversation after and laugh and just be personal and real and be vulnerable. So I got to feel all of that today. I needed that from, especially this weekend, because you know this weekend was crazy. So yeah, that was a highlight for me today.
You wanna tell people why it was crazy week?
Me and my brother Raekwon created this amazing battle for hip hop scene, obviously, but we had some plot twists in the battle for the finals, and everybody just, when I tell you, it was just, it doesn't even feel real to see LA show up like how it did that day. It was so beautiful to see like new gen, up and coming gen, the gen that's been doing it now. I'm almost an OG in my head too now. Like, I'm a young OG, so it's cool. But like, it just, seeing the people that signed up, the pre-selection, it just felt united and not like segregated, and it just felt so real and warm, and everybody's pre-selections were on point. It was hard judging that. And to have Cap J, which is the new gen, being a part of the realm with me and Ray, and shout outs to Roots for letting us throw there. But man, we didn't finish that thing till 2 a.m. It was a party. It really was. It was a party.
I left at 12:30.
Yeah. You're like, Q. I saw you. I was like, yeah, get out of here. I didn't even expect us to be in purgatory for hip hop.
But it was really nice. It was really nice.
Yeah. Another one coming soon, guys. Like, for real.
Okay, do you want to introduce yourself shortly?
Yeah, I can
you
do
already
that.
stepped in, but so
Yeah, exactly.
we gotta know you.
By the way, since this might be some extra shit, we brought this plant in over here because Ellie was like, it's missing
I want to have a
something.
nice setup.
Yeah.
And I'm missing a plant. Q was like,
Just carrying it all the way across over here. And the couch isn't as comfortable as it looks. You sat down, you said, oh, that's a lie? Okay, I'll reintroduce myself. Oh, say again?
I didn't understand.
We'll probably have to move to another space.
So we're gonna find
we moved this plant.
Oh,
shit!
How do we get here?
Not in this room, I don't like it. Let's go back.
Okay, do you want to introduce yourself?
Introduce myself. Yes, I can do that. What's up, guys? I'm Hyperbolic Q. Is the real name for y'all don't know that though. I'm just giving my government name. You know what? Cut that part out. I don't like it.
Should we do it? Do you want to?
Oh, you're gonna ask me again.
You want to introduce yourself shortly?
Yes, I can do that.
You know, I'm just gonna ask another question. Okay, so since when?
She's not gonna make it.
That's so stupid. Imagine I'm trying to be professional. People gonna book me and I can't stop laughing.
They make for the best interviews because we haven't even had the chance to get to the questions. What's up, y'all? It's Hyperbolic Q. You know me, guys. The experimental hip-hopper, Dragon Ball Z phenomenon dancer. I love this stuff. I've been doing it for a minute, and I'm honored to be here in this room with an amazing dancer as well, taking us behind the scenes of me.
Hey. For how many years are you dancing?
I've been dancing, I'll give you 2 answers to that. Dancing since probably like 10, 12 years just for fun, not knowing nothing realistically, just moving. But professionally, going on 4 to 4.5 years now. Like battles and teaching and consciously moving and learning from traveling. Yeah, 4 or 5 years professionally though. Yeah.
Where have you been traveled already?
It's gonna be a while if I talk about how many countries I've been to.
Really?
Switzerland, Spain, Sweden, Ukraine, Germany, Italy. I'm about to travel again to some new spots. Poland will be on this agenda for May. Netherlands, Amsterdam, that's part of that. Belgium, Luxembourg,
And that's
Brazil.
all because of dance.
All because of dance.
Yeah.
In this span of 4 years, like I've been spending at least half a year out of the year from in the state, out of state. Like half of the year I'll be in overseas or somewhere. And I get to go to Asia finally this year, guys. So I'm touching every continent in my head, I think so. Besides Africa yet. But I do have students in South Africa.
That's fire.
Yeah, that is cool. I got students everywhere.
You have I just want to say you have a big community, right?
Yes, very amazing. And I started my own crew for my students. So look out for the Hyperbolic Crew.
Oh, okay.
Crew. Y'all know what time it is. And I'm in the greatest crew ever, the Players Crew. Sapo, 2-time Summer Dance winning champ. My brother T-Law, amazing practitioner, music and mathematics in his dance. I love that word, mathematics, for you, T-Law. And then we got our newest member, Cap J, new gen. And we are bringing in a new person, possibly.
From all your experience, would you say you have like one moment that really shaped your dance or around your journey?
Yes,
Yeah?
I do. I remember it every time.
You want to tell us?
Yes. I'll try to make it short and sweet, but it was a moment I almost died.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. Yes, the moment I nearly died, I saw death. It was the first time I traveled to France. And I love Paris. It could happen anywhere, let's be honest, but it just happened to happen there. It was the second day I was there, and I was taking a Lime scooter, because they had Lime scooters like in LA. So I was like, oh, this is cool. I can take a scooter, travel that way like this. So I took the scooter, and it was in a restricted area, and I had to take the scooter back up into the space where it needed to be, because there's some different rules and regulations in Europe compared to our rules with scooters. So anyways, I was taking it through this dirt path. There was some people coming through it, but it was like a construction path, so it was closed off. You can't see the street. Like, it was like deserted area on the left side and the street to the right, but it was kind of like you couldn't see the street. Anyways, I was going down this path. It was a little dark, but I found my way through it, and I was taking it to put it in its exact spot because I was going to get a fine. And so anyways, I was finding the space, and then this random guy came up to me who was speaking in French. So I was like, oh, at the time I was like, I don't speak that much French. I was like, je ne sais pas pour français. And he was like, give me your scooter. He was like, give it to me. I was like, nah. And I've been through a lot of shit. So I was like, this is not my jurisdiction. So when he was speaking to me, he was like getting crazy. And he was like, give me your scooter or I'll shoot you. And I was like, okay, this is crazy. So I gave him the scooter. And I was still being nice. I was like, don't go that way, because if you go that way, the scooter's going to get messed up. And I'm like, why am I helping this guy with my scooter that I have to finish paying for? So I was like, I'll dispute it later. Anyways, long story short, he goes and takes the scooter the way I need to go down that same path. That was the only way. If I took the other path, it was towards cars. And it was just a straight path where I needed to go. So I was walking that way. I had my headphones. I had my bag. I just got here. I had everything on me pretty much. I was going to a new location to stay at. So when I took that path, I walked past him. He was talking to some homeless guy, and he looked crazy. Like, he was already looking crazy. So he was screaming at me. He was like, don't touch the scooter. And I didn't say nothing. I just walked straight past him. And as I was on the path, I heard some feet coming up on me, like, because it's dirt path. So I was like, oh shit, somebody's behind me. Because I had my headphones on, but I had it very low, and I kept my perception. I'm always like this. I'm matrix mindset for anything that I do. So anyways, I turn around, and he's like, let's say where the couch is, right in front of me. And he's got a machete, not a regular knife, in his hand. It's like maybe this long. And it's just me and him, ironically, on this path right now. Like, nobody else. And he's like, are you ready to die? And I was like, what the heck is happening? Is this really happening right now? It didn't feel real. And he just lunges at me. and he's trying to stab me in my face. So I'm moving, but I'm like, in my head, I'm like, I'm about to die today. This is random. Like, I just was that chosen one out of the people to die today in my head. When I'm always like on my head, I'm like, I'm never gonna die. I'm gonna get out of this somehow. So anyways, I'm moving. He's trying to stab me, and I swear I was protected by angels. Like, I could see the knife, and it wasn't coming to my face. I couldn't tell you how. It was just weird to me. So I was trying to take off running on this dirt path, and I slipped, and I ended up busting my hip open and my thumb open. And he was trying to stab me on the ground still, and I kicked him off. And then I got up, and he was like, go that way, I'm going to chase you. And then I just got away and ran. And so that was that moment, and I slept good that night, actually. And I realized, like, life is short. And I was supposed to go home the next 2 days after that because I had a battle, and I was flown there for my very first battle. Shout outs to Break Your Neck battle for bringing me. That was my first time ever battling in Europe. And it was the craziest, greatest experience because I was supposed to go home, but I ended up extending my ticket for 3 months and stayed there for 3 months in Europe. Those are those moments where you either get broken and you go home. And I think that's a lot of reasons why people don't travel, because they're scared to see what life has in front of them, and they don't push. But also in their dance, they're scared of their own dance to see where it can go naturally in their own bodies, not just traveling in the world in it. So that experience shed so much new life into me, and just like, man, life is short.
Yeah.
Let's go get it. And ever since then, every time I go to Europe, my career has been growing. My career has shifted and changed. I've been doing crazy things, teaching, because that's my main passion. So, like, this is why I do this shit now, you know. I only had one scratch in the pants, too. I have the pants still. It's just a big old line stitched through it where he stabbed in it, nothing else. So hip-hop baggy gear saved me. I ain't gonna lie. I had a big old puffer jacket on. I was like, if he tried to stab me, he's just gonna puff out the puffer, you know. But yeah, still alive.
Wow.
To tell the tale.
I didn't expect that. Sorry.
I've never told you this all this time that I've done you right. What the heck?
Wow.
It made it for Killer TV for your new series. That's what I was waiting for.
Well, that's insane.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're still here.
Me too.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, that moment.
What kind of question should I ask after that? You know?
Bone chilling. Maybe we save that and push that question later on in the interview.
Crazy. Okay, if you had to describe your dance style in 3 words, what would it be?
Can I do it in 4?
Yeah, you can do it in 4.
Something to think about. Think is 1, 2, think about.
Wow, okay.
Right? I say that because it's like, from the get-go when I started dancing, it was animation. And I really try to build that experimentation and just not trying to be something that I'm not, but something that I want to possibly see what is about me that I don't know. So I'm very curious of just the human body in itself, how it moves and how it's structured and how flexible it is and the range and what does it look like with these interesting postures. And so building that in hip hop changed my life as far as like coming from animation and going into that. People would look at me and like, and that's why I say something to think about. Like, it couldn't hit them now, but it could hit them later. Like, what was that I saw from him? Like, either interesting or like weird, you know? And for me now, I say something to think about even more or less because I always want to leave my impact. And when I walk in, I'm like, hey, I'm here. Like, regardless, I'm here to share my gift. And sometimes I have new gifts. Sometimes the old gifts are repolished gifts, you know? So for me, I don't know what gift you gonna get that day. Because that means, if I know, that means I'm not freestyling for myself. So I can't present something and be open to my body if I'm not naturally building into the sound and, you know, and the vibrations around me. I try to not let that be my dictation, but yeah, something to think about.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
You know, actually, I always wanted to ask people like how we should call this episode. And I think we're gonna go with that.
Oh, see what we did there? Something to think about.
Yeah, that's really fire. What has been your biggest challenge in your dance journey so far?
I think a lot of people know, and some people don't. I will say there were 2 challenges. The first one that I explained, going through that situation in France. But the biggest one that has been my biggest hurdle, and I'm still going through it, and it's still in my conscience because I can feel it physically, is tearing my meniscus. Recovering from surgery, that was a long trip. And I have a high tolerance for pain, but after surgery, I actually cried. And I think I cried only too because I was like, I finally got surgery, but now I have to go through the hardest part is recovering, standing back up, mentally and physically, being able to get back into a rhythm of life, you know. But not even just that, a new way of building. Now I'm coming back different, looking in general, you know. It could be something I don't like or do like, you know, but I won't know until I continue to move and not sit in place. So, you know, I think that portion, because I lost everything in my head. Because my career and my stuff was going good, and I was like, dang, I'm getting to travel. I'm one of the fewest Americans in the underground hip-hop scene that's out here, like out here. And I want to push this for people to keep doing this shit. So I always come back with something different. But yeah, the meniscus tear, and I'm grateful for the community. I thought I was gonna go into the darkness and nobody was gonna remember me. That's how crazy I was. Like, I was like never gonna kill myself, but my brain was like, I'm on some suicidal stuff. But I'm glad I have people that checked in me, the real ones, and just people that really cared about me and know how much I do because I love this shit. And it really pushed me, and that was the spirit bomb energy that I needed to get back up. And then I came to Germany and stuff, and I was still injured, you know, because it's supposed to be 8 months, and I ended up going back to Europe after like 4 months, so I was only like 60%. I had fluid in my knee and a cyst, and so now I'm back to rehabbing still. Like, it's been almost a year now, and I'm still struggling with like going upstairs sometimes. But, you know, it's more or less like mental, like challenging myself to get past what I'm doing. Obviously doing rehab still on my own, but like I'm getting ready to leave again, you know. But I always am having that battle still, like if I go this way, what if I plan it wrong? Or because the dumbest things can injure you, not even from dance. Like you can just have your foot here and catch a couch and it. So that's also an issue that I keep on running into, is like little things like that while I'm walking. I'm like, ain't no way you gonna get me like this. That's gonna be dumb, man. At least get me in the battle, bro. Like, get me in the battle naturally. But you know, but
did it happen 2024 or 25 then?
25 of last year, at the beginning of the year. Yeah, that was at the very beginning of January. Like, was it the beginning of January or the end of December? I can't remember, of 24. But yeah, I didn't get surgery until May. So I was on a torn meniscus for like 4 months because the insurance and everything here in the States it's not hitting like Europe. So yeah, I ended up having to spend so much there and then traveling back because I got injured in Paris. The story is stupid too because it wasn't from dance.
You want to tell the story?
It was a vending machine. So,
and you injured yourself?
Yeah. I was trying to help a friend get a snack out of it because the snack was stuck on the window. So
that's
I
why
was
it like that.
He was hitting it, and at the time I was just watching Jujutsu Kaisen. I was like, I gotta tap into my my shit. So anyways, I was trying to open my domain. Anyways, I was hitting the machine, and it was like a fucking big door guy machine. Like, it was not moving. And I was like, nah, I'm way too strong for this. So I put my shoulder into it the second time because the train was coming. I was like, nah, I'm gonna get you a snack for you. So I hit it on that second time. I was like, nah, I can hit it again. One more time, I'll hit it as hard as I can. I had this leg in front. His back leg was not playing it good, and I was tired because I just finished dancing. So when I hit on that third hit, I went super fast, and my knee went. And I didn't fall. and I felt all the fire in my body like come up to my face, and I was like, oh, I can't walk. So I was like limping, like I had to be down this low to move. And I was like, I'm done. And I still had so much stuff I was supposed to go teach. I was supposed to go to Ukraine and all of these places to judge and stuff, and I had to cancel everything to get back home. So yeah, the vending machine. My friends were sending me so many vending machine jokes, which was crazy.
And then, how did you recover from that?
Yeah, man, my brother was a big part of me in that situation. My twin, if y'all don't know, Inhabitual B, greatest DJ to do it. He was at the battle this past weekend. Greatest brother and a crazy dancer. Never battled in his whole entire life, by the way.
No?
And he's my inspiration for dance. Yeah, heavy inspiration. Yeah.
I'm gonna put a video from him inside.
Yeah.
I just recorded him at the session.
Yeah, just have him on the side
I'm gonna
dancing.
shout out you.
Yeah, I came up with his dancer name, aka Surrender, because his angles are crazy. He just surrenders to his dance. If you guys are looking for somebody to help you make battle names, I'm the guy. But yeah, my brother helped me really get through that time period. And he was going through shit too, but he was like coherent while I was like checked out and trying to get me in a good place, taking me to my sessions in rehab. That stuff was far, you know, and because I couldn't walk, so I was like, I need to go to those places. So he was really efficient for me to get back on my feet, you know, and I was already like teaching in a chair like this. So I was like, I can learn new things this way.
Yeah.
And I want to say also proud of myself for that, because I took time away from dancing and I came back different now, like in a good way. My dances, it looks different from when before I was injured. Like I'm noticing and I feel different things with my hip hop, you know, even though I'm still struggling with this injury, it's granted me a lot of new gifts, you know, so always in the darkness, there's always light. Like every moment, everything, there's always going to be some light. You just have to have your head up and your ears open and your mouth ready to receive the knowledge and coordinate everything. So it just takes time. It's just not your time all the time. You just gotta be in the moment and live in it. And I think this injury was because I was always running a lot from things in my life. And that injury was like, you can't run now. You have to sit here and live in it. And fight and build it and get through it. It's you. 1v1. And it's one against you. Not no one else. You versus you.
Yeah.
So
it was a big learning.
Yeah. But it changed my dance. It changed my way I teach. My scrolls are different and I'm always taking new things. You know, I think it's a blessing for sure. Injuries are scary, but you just got to realize that they can be blessings too.
Yeah, if you have the right mindset for it. Yeah, definitely.
Because I was supposed to be not walking in this time that I walked. I walked in less than 2 weeks. It was supposed to take a month and a half or 2 months. And my doctor was like, "What? You're up?" I was like, "Trying to get back to Europe, boy." I got things to do, man.
What is something you're still learning as a dancer?
Oof, that's deep. Something I'm still learning as a dancer. As much as people think I'm very patient in my dance, and when people watch me, they're like, "Oh man, your isolations, your control, your patience." I'm not patience. My patience is not as patient as what I'm building in my life. I want it to come quicker. Does that make sense? I want to be at a certain place. As much as I try not to overthink and try to be in la la land, I find myself going to that place of being like, I should be here, or this would be nice here, more or less than living in the moment of what I'm building. And regaining consciousness of reality and what could happen but isn't here yet. And so I think with that answer for me is, I feel like my patience it's not necessarily thin, and I am getting older, and I want to see myself financially out of this position. You know, as a dancer, the career is not stable. So it's like, cool, you're traveling and people ask you, how are you doing all of this, right? They're like, you haven't had a regular job in how long, Hyper? I'm like, for like 3 years, right? That's dope. But you wouldn't even understand how much I've been living on couches, you know. When I travel to Europe, I'm blessed, but I'm staying in people's spaces. I'm not getting to just have my own room and close it, you know. And I love the identity of being able to kind of be a circle, if I could say, like spontaneity, but that does wear thin because you need to build a square type of mindset. A square is nothing wrong with being a square in this lifestyle. It builds structure, you know, it's a square. So, you know, with the circle, you can make means of creating however you want, and it's endless paradigm. But a square has points, like point A, point B, point C, D. There's fallbacks, you know, and you're prepared, you know. And I'm not that type of person. The only time I'm building a square is when I'm getting ready to travel to places and I need to prepare. Like now I've planned everything. When I come home, I'm pretty square as far as like, all right, what am I doing for the rest of the time? Because my goal is not to be here that long. Okay, let me plan my trips to Europe. Who can I hit up for battles? Hey, I'm always in my DMs, like messaging people. People think like you get blessed because of your dance. You got to put yourself out there still, even in this day and age. There's so many great dancers. We got Avion, we got Cruzanino, we got Laura Nala. Like I can go on De La Noche, Doya, these big dancers all over the world, you know, and they market themselves obviously because of what they're able to create. But, you know, there's people that still, you know, people think you're doing bigger and better things, but they don't know under the grand scheme you're putting in your time.
Yeah,
you're
you have to
messaging
look at people's stuff, right?
Yeah, you can't just wait and expect. And I learned that fast because I wasn't that type of person. I'm like, no, I got to get it. And it's not even for me that people are counting on me. It's for me on my end. I got to love what I'm doing. If I don't love it, people ain't going to love it. And even if they don't love it, I shouldn't care. I just got to keep pushing for the culture and for what I love about it. And bringing my own flavor. This is why dance is so cool. It's like, all right, you learn the foundations, you respect the foundations, but then you bring some seasoning in there. You bring your own flavor to it. And I think my patience is, I will say the patience is getting better, but I had to learn that with this situation. So that's another thing what I will thank from having to take time. And I always preach that. So it's always like medicine you have to eat as a dancer and a teacher. Like you can't just be teaching shit and not have lived it or going through it now. You know what I'm saying?
Do you have like a moment that was really embarrassing?
in the dance scene?
In a battle or on stage or...
Embarrassing. I don't think I'm a type of embarrassing person. I'm always doing something stupid naturally. Oh, wait, that was embarrassing actually.
Yeah, you got one?
This was a long time ago. Like, probably like the beginning of my dance battling career. Like 4.5 years ago, like at the beginning here in LA. I entered a animation battle. Come say all these OGs were the judges. Boppin' Andre, and like all of these OGs. And some of them know me from training from on the bridge at animation training and stuff. That was the first, by the way, shout outs to the bridge, because that was the first sessions I got to like actually dive into the community because nobody knew who I was. I was training by myself alone for like 3 years and learning shit from just watching battles. I've never been to one class my whole entire life. Like, obviously for like friends to support, but I've never like just, oh, I need to go take this class. I've never done that ever in my whole career. And my teachings come from conversations like with you and people that I love and get to learn from traveling. So the world's been my teacher. But this moment in particular, like I said, I was having a shitty week. Like, everybody can understand a shitty week. Like, you're just like, okay, more is happening. Okay, add on to that. So when I got to that battle, I put everything into that battle. I was like, I need this battle. I'm going to win this shit. I'm better than everybody. Like, in my head. I was so cocky that day because I was like, nah, everything's bad. I need to win. I need to feel good. And so pre-selection was coming. And I'm a person of sounds. And when I got here, I've always been into music, but underground, like listening to different shit. So I was scared of what the DJs would be playing in these battles out here because I'm like so far in the future in my music. And so I'd be like, oh, I'm going 20 years behind in what they're listening to. Not even because it's a decade of whatever the sound is. It's just like, this is not cool. Like, so anyways, I did my pre-selection. As I'm starting my pre-selection, I'm in my head. I'm like pressure because Bop and Andre, these dancers are coming up to me and talking to me. I'm like, So I start my round. Immediately when I start, I felt like I just danced for the very first time in my whole entire life. And I felt like I had no clothes on, ass out. Just like dancing, oh, I'm naked. Nobody's making any noise. Like I'm just, everything's popping off immediately like fireworks in my body. So after that round, I immediately left out of the room. I drove back home. I didn't say no byes. I get a phone call
You
from
made it to the
Kumse.
prelim?
They're like, hey, you made it top 16. Where are you?
Oh my God.
And everybody was pissed because I left because Boppin was like, we waiting for you. They just called you for the first round of the battle. I was like, I'm at home. They were like,
Shit.
yeah, so that was probably the most embarrassing battle I've ever done in general. And then I did a house battle in Germany not too long ago in like Hamburg. I don't do house like that. I could do it for fun. I've never done house at all. But they were like, Hyper, you should do this. And then I did it and I was like, oh no, I'm passed. And I'm like battling somebody who's so good. I'm like, I felt so dumb because I was like, I can do house, but now I'm challenged to see if I can build it now consciously. And I don't have any idea of what it is to be naturally in a house in a battle, right? I can do it for fun, but that was another one.
And what was your takeaway from that situation with the animation battle?
Thank you for asking that because that's the important piece for everybody. Takeaway was never put everything in the dance. Dance will always be there. This is why dancers always ask me, how long do you train for Hyper? Like, da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, sometimes it can be 2 times a week. I'm teaching a lot, so I don't even be training that much. Or I could tell them maybe it's a whole week I can have enough time to do it. I'm not sitting there and counting how much hours I need to put into it because even the hours off are important, you know? And so for me, that moment that I went into that battle, I put everything into that battle because I felt like I needed to. And I used dance as a drug. Like, I need this hit. If I don't get it and it's a bad trip, I'm going to be devastated, I'm going to be sad. You know, and so that made me look at it in a different angle. And I never did that ever again. And I had deeper conversations with people too. And then from that moment, it's like you go to battles without trying to win and you have a purpose. And now I have reason to dance. You know, now it's like, oh, I love teaching. I want people to be inspired to see that you don't have to do A plus B to get to C like this. You can build it the way you want and still be able to be real and have your own identity and not look like anybody else and still go in battle. Like most of these battles, I don't have that many wins, but I have done so much because I have a unique style and I continue to build that energy and I won't let nobody change that regardless. Because I love what I'm creating. So people see that even if I lose top 16, people will come up to you. And I think those are the W's. Those are the real wins, right? Because it's already a win that you're going to the battle. You should already be proud of yourself. Like, hey, I'm here. Like, you don't have to do that. Like, you're here though. So be proud of those W's.
Dope. That was a perfect sentence for the end, huh?
It was crazy because, you know, I've had at least a few interviews now, and I really enjoyed this one because you gave me some dope questions. The first one, just like, hey, was some good feeling today, you know? And I was like, oh shit, about today, not just like career-wise. So it really felt good to open up like that, and then even those questions to get to know as a deeper level, consciously, even me thinking about it, it was nice to do that. So
that's nice to hear.
We did it, guys. Thank you, guys. Well, thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here at your spot.
Big ups, big ups. This room, let's get out of this ugly room.
Please.
Please.